What's up? What's up?
Hey there, sir. How are you doing? Happy. I don't know why it likes me on the left side.
Wednesday, sir.
Wednesday. But I said I don't know why it likes me on the left side. You know, everybody knows the right side's my pretty side, so I don't know what.
Hold on, I gotta put the phone on vibrate so it's not chirping in the background.
What's up, Third Patriot? Shout out to Third Patriot. Good evening, sir. Lots of stuff going on. And let me tell you, your guy is basically a dev now.
Well, that's good to hear. We could have used you about a year ago. Would have saved us a lot of money.
You're not wrong. But you know what? Can't go back. We can only go forward. So there we go. Shout out to everybody. Happy Wednesday, right? This is the hump day. Lots of things going on in the market. And Twitter's been kind of pumping. I don't know. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of big news.
1,400 ADA. That's it. That's all I got to say.
1,400 ADA. Yeah, so if you guys are out there and you want to buy an NFT from somebody that, you know, probably 100% is going to give you your value back quickly with 98% royalties on the NFTs that are minting at 1,400 ADA.
Yeah.
You know? Good luck.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
I mean,
the crazier thing is he's already minted. What'd we see? 458 Journey Club NFTs
times 1,400.
Yeah. So
I wish it were me, and I wish I had the same guarantees as he's got. Where basically you purchase my NFT and I'll do my show.
Yeah.
I'll do the show. I'll do what I'm already doing. Right? Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But what are you doing? You getting attacked?
I got a bee. There was a bee. It came out of nowhere. I don't know how.
In your house?
Yeah, in my house. That's why I was surprised. I'm gonna have to kill it while we're on stream. But yeah. So there was that. Let's see. Beyond that, there's just a whole bunch of like the stocks have been going crazy.
Yeah. Crypto market's flat, but I mean,
the crypto stocks though have been going up. eToro jumps 30% on the NASDAQ debut.
Yeah, it IPO'd. But see, they said they're like crypto exchange eToro goes public, blah blah blah. eToro is a stock trading website that brought crypto into it, kind of like Robinhood.
Yeah.
And the VIX is under 20. Yes, the VIX is down to 1862.
I can't remember if eToro was purchased though by Elon or if it was just flirted with.
No, it was. Remember, I think we went through this multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was reported that Twitter was going to buy it and integrate it, and then it just fell through or something. Who knows? Then I think eToro got hit with that big lawsuit by the SEC or whatever.
And then nobody would touch it.
Yeah.
But it soared to a $5.4 billion market cap.
For eToro?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's worth it. I'm sure they do a lot of business.
Pretty crazy.
You know?
Pretty crazy.
I don't know why you would buy crypto on a stock exchange site, though, on a stock app. But I mean, if that's what gets them into crypto, then so be it. You know,
100%. Well, let's see what's going on in the market because obviously I don't know. I've been knee deep in code all day long, and then every time that I had meetings that I had to do outside, I was like, I wish I could just get back to coding. All right, so reset.
I keep yawning. It was a long day.
What's up, Crypto King? Reset the room for us and check it, and then we'll check it out. We'll see what's going on. I said reset the room for us, and then we'll see what's going on in the markets.
All right. Everybody do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, tap that notification bell. If you're on X, tag some DGens, give us a repost, all that good stuff. We go live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. PST, bringing you that daily news nightly with a caveat. Tonight is my last night for
6 months.
Oh, no. I want to say until next week. I should be moved in and have my computer set up and everything and ready to rock. I got some other stuff I got to take care of as soon as I get down there. But hopefully next Wednesday, at least Thursday, Friday, I'll be back on. So
yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll go knee deep in code and try to finish some things for the project instead. Like, that'd be kind of cool. I can hear my echo on your side.
You can hear an echo on?
Yeah. I'm too loud, right? I'm too loud. I'm actually Crypto King and Third Patriot. Shout out to everybody that's, hanging out. I'm going to send you the website that I've been building. That is just my own thing. So I'm working on it. So I need very, very harsh criticisms, and you will never hurt my feelings. So, yeah, definitely. But let's see.
Quit yawning. All right, let's do it. All right, let's see here. Let's get the freshest data. So we dropped back down to about 3.45 trillion, down 3.5%. 123 billion in volume, a little low. Dominance is at 59.4 and Ethereum is at 9.10 with 0.6 Gwei to send to ETH transaction. We got Bitcoin coming in pretty much where it was yesterday, 103, 146, down 0.5. Ethereum having a little pullback at 25.92, down 2.7. XRP at 253, down 1.2. BNB at 647, down 1.9. Solana at 175, down 3.9. Doge at 22.93, down 3.3. Cardano at 79.13, down 3.6. And Tron 22.72 at 0.1. Let's see here. And SWI is falling back to 13, coming in at 386, down 3.1. And this was to be expected. I mean, if you guys see me go over the charts real quick last night, we're just cooling off. It's not a big thing. Accumulation period. We got Quant up 2.6 at 99.93. And remember when $100 used to be a magnet for Quant? Maybe it's going to get back to $100. We'll see. Leo token down 1.4 or up 1.4. Whitebit up 7.
I just have to say, probably like maybe a year ago, I thought Quant's for sure hitting 1,000.
Right. They don't have no marketing. It's like it's a B2B play, and they just don't really have any marketing. It's not sexy. Nobody wants to buy it. You know what I mean?
See,
I don't think it got up to like what? I think got up to 120, 30 or something like that. It didn't really get real high. And it always came back to that dollar. It was nice trading last year. I'll tell you that though. Because if it went over 100, short it back to 100. If it went below 100, long it back to 100. It was just like easy peasy.
I don't get
Pi Network. Damn,
that's the one
down 33%. What happened there? They have like a token unlock or something like that. Still up 40% on the 7-day though. EOS down 10, Celestia down 9.6, Athena down 9.1, Optimism down 9, Theta down 8, and then it just keeps going. Everything is red today. Everything is red today, but that's good. That's good. Growing pains. You got to take a rest before you can keep going. Let's look. And the stock market ended mixed. So the Dow was down, 89 points, but the S&P was flat, barely up. NASDAQ was up 136. Russell K down 18, and the VIX, it went up 2.2%, but it is under 20. It's down to 1862. So that is very good. It didn't jump real high. Let's look at Asia. Asia is red. And this says Asia Pacific markets fall as investors assess.
Hey, wait, change the screen.
Oh my goodness. Dang it.
Look at that.
Back to the US. There's the US. That's everything I said about the US right there. Asia is red because people are assessing the US trade developments, US China trade development. We got Australia pretty much flat. Yeah, flat. The Nikkei is down 1.1% though. Then Hong Kong is down 0.3 and Shanghai is down 0.3 also. Pre-market is red. So it says future slip after index post third consecutive winning day. So it's the same thing. You're gonna get a little retracement. It's got to cool down. We pumped real hard. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we pumped higher than where we were at when the tariffs were announced. Let's look at the Dow real quick. There we go. Come on, let's see here. So what is this right here? So that's where the tariffs were. So no, the Dow didn't pump higher. I wonder what coins are talking about. Almost though, almost back to pre-tariff talk. So, all right, that is the update in a minute.
All righty. So now it's my turn. I got so much stuff. I got so many different things. And dude, Journey Crypto, crazy, absolutely crazy. I believe that we already talked about Breakpoint Studio or FluxPoint Studio yesterday.
Yep.
And their acquisition, which I still think that is so awesome because I feel like they're figuring out what we figured out with the trading bot. And so that's why they had to buy a DEX. But
right.
Kumo Droid is not buying a DEX, right? So
right.
That's where the little bit of the time is going in. But
this ape-descended life form thinks you need a picture with a llama on the front page.
That would be
there
cool. Well, see, so he looked at, I'm sure that he looked at the my about me. So
right.
My about me, I need to fix it. I said that was broken. I had an about me and I was doing other stuff and I broke it. It's crazy. It's crazy how it works. You do something here, then you broke all this. Now you got to go back. Yep. You got to fix all this and then make sure it's a whole thing. But yeah. In the bottom it says I'm from Earth and I got some Hitchhiker's Guide quotes in there. So yeah, really, really nerdy stuff, but love it. Thank you, Third Patriot. Big love to you. Thank you for checking it out. But let's go ahead and check out a word from our sponsors. But first, do us a favor. Hit that like, hit the repost, share this with a friend. Go over to X, repost, like, comment. Let us know that you're here, that you're enjoying the content. If you have any questions, let us know. Anything that you're interested in, we'll look into it. But without further ado, let's hear this word from our sponsors, and then we'll get into the news. Join us at Rare Evo, the top blockchain conference, August 6th through 10th, 2025, at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. The top blockchain projects like Algorand, Midnight, HBAR, ICP, Thorchain, and Igon, and many more are going to be there. This is definitely a must for blockchain enthusiasts and fans. Use discount code CryptoNightly to save on your tickets and to support the channel. Don't miss it. We can't wait to see you there. It's going to be a blast. So, turns out I'm looking at the wrong one. But it's okay because there are a bunch of them. But this one was interesting to me. Okay. So, breaking news. First ever decentralized UTXO launchpad coming to Cardano. Launcher UTXO and FarmRoll.io are teaming up to bring the first decentralized UTXO launchpad to Cardano ADA. Is this the catalyst that unleashes Cardano's next wave of innovation? Okay, so one thing that I need everybody to internalize in themselves, when they see anything that comes out and it's like, oh, look at this thing, it's cool, it's interesting, check it out, right? Because I did this. And then one of the first things I saw is Bomo. Shout out to Bomo in the friend community. Gangster, been around for a while. The launcher team is completely anonymous. No Team X accounts, brand new Discord accounts, not doxed but claimed to be. No one has even seen the platform, and they're handling the pre-sale themselves. No third-party services. Be smart, Cardano.
Yes.
And then, did you guys do any due diligence before posting this? And so they're quoting them. Charlie trying to extract more ADA. Nemo actually getting horny for this one when I see who is flooding it. And then, how much did they pay you? So this was interesting, right? Red flags. So we got all these OGs, right? When you see all of the OGs hopping on something and criticizing it, definitely steer clear. But we got the farm roll post, and I know the farm roll team, they seem legit, but they are a marketing platform.
Right.
So they just amplify voices. So like, I wouldn't necessarily hold them accountable, but they're amplifying this, and there's some skepticism whether or not it is something solid or not. So hopefully that they know, and this actually isn't going to be a massive rug, but there's a lot of red flags. So I would steer clear, do your due diligence, get into it before you actually invest in it, right? You have to find out what you're investing in. So I thought this was interesting. Definitely caught my eye. Did you see this post from Intern?
I did see it, but I didn't look too much into it because I've never heard of Launcher UTXO.
Yeah. No, it's brand new.
I'm not exactly sure what they mean by first ever decentralized UTXO launchpad coming to Cardano. So it's just a token launchpad, and it just happens to be decentralized. So they're hitting all the buzzwords.
Sounds like they're just using the UTXO model. So like Bitcoin, Cardano, maybe both at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
And then I reposted this. I want everybody to see that and know. And then I saw this, dude, from the friend bot. This was pretty crazy. Fund management. We're thrilled to announce a major quality of life update for FriendBot. The most requested functionalities are here. No more tedious copying of addresses one by one to manage your wallet's funds. And this was just super cool. Shout out to the friend community for building something, but it looks cool.
Oh, there we go. See, now that's utility right there.
Right.
Especially if you have a bunch of employees or something like that, or a bunch of when we do our angel payout, and I always got to go. I have to go to JPEG store, find the wallet, copy the address, go, boom, put it in there, send it back to JPEG store, find the next address, come back. I mean, I guess I could have them all saved somewheres, but I like to take them directly off of JPEG store because somebody might have transferred it, give it to a friend, sold it. You never know. So
100%. So now let's see. Yeah, now we're out of it. But shout out to FriendBot. Shout out to the friend community. I thought this was cool. I definitely hold a bunch of them. And then this one. This is what we were talking about. Shout out to Gully.
Yep.
Journey Crypto blocked me years ago for calling him out on his buy the dip grift as he dumped on his followers. 1,250 to 1,400 ADA for a mint is laughable. Absolutely no meat on the bones for anyone who mints. Can anyone that's minting tell me why? And what are you getting in return? I think most would tell you the reason is to flip. Have yet to see many actually excited about joining the club. There's no flipping of 1,400 ADA mint.
No.
You have to want to utilize the Journey Club product essentially. Personally, I'm not interested, but if other people are, I wish them luck. You're getting rare collectibles, Scully. Duh. This guy didn't even know what D-Pin was months ago in the only card space. Charging 1,400 ADA, lol. Asinine. Yeah. Do you know what the utility is? Yeah, so anyways, you got to look at what you're looking at. Right? It gets worse from there. I saw this. Shout out to Gully. And I do believe that there are some people in this space that really only poo-poo on things. But once you see like a whole bunch of people commenting about it, it's red flag.
I just think it's ridiculous. I mean, a 1,400 ADA mint is kind of ridiculous to begin with. But now you want to do a 1,400 ADA mint in the environment that we're in, where NFTs aren't anything right now. You know, I don't get it.
These guys are bullying me in the comments.
I know, I've seen that.
Anyways, let's go back to what we're looking at here. So I thought this was cool. Shout out to Michael. MetaMask card looks so clean. But he was saying, my checking account pays me until the moment I use my money. They also give me 11% on every transaction. LOL, JK fam, a banking checking account would never do that. MetaMask card does, though.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So MetaMask card gives you 11% on every transaction?
Yeah. Back.
Wow.
Crypto.
That I didn't know.
Not crazy? And gives you interest while you're not using it.
Well, yeah. I think they just mean by, he's making gains while not using it.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
And then this is funny to me because this happened like ages ago and it was the news, and then now it is news again.
Did this come out a long time ago?
Yeah. I wish I could actually find out when. Let's see. It's not
in 2020. Scroll back up. What did that say?
Did it say 2020?
Yeah, scroll up. Right there. It's
2020.
Up from 10% in 20. Oh, okay. It says up from 10% in 2020. Because I know he came in, he was really in the spotlight like 2021 and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Oh, wait. So this actually did occur recently. But March 2025.
Yeah.
Published on March 4th. Okay.
Because he was skeptical. He bought into Bitcoin, but he was still skeptical on it. So this has to be new because now he's saying 70% in Bitcoin, 30% in gold with no bonds or no stocks. So.
Yes, 100%. So, and then we have this. JP Morgan settles its first transaction on the public blockchain using Chainlink and Ondo to move tokenized treasuries beyond its private network. Did we talk about this yesterday? Was it 12 hours ago?
No, I was talking about Ondo last night when we were doing TA. And this post right here almost got Ondo over the 200 MA. I just happened to be looking at the charts earlier today, and it was at like $1.13. I was like, ooh, are we going to break it? Are we about to take off? And then
crazy.
No. Dropped back down to $1.02.
And then this was funny as well.
It's not just private market.
Yeah, turn the volume up.
Yeah.
And also hedge fund, commodity, and crypto.
It's just not loading enough. But okay, so UBS, the $1 trillion banking giant, says the wealthy clients are ditching US dollar assets for crypto. And this is pretty massive because I think that there's a lot of reasons for that to be true. And we'll see what happens. I think we're looking at a recession or something very soon anyways.
Well, you got to understand that that's a China-based company.
Yeah.
So they're getting out of the dollar because of the tariff and trade talk tensions and the tensions between China and the US.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
But I think that a lot of people are kind of getting out of the dollar and getting into crypto. I think a lot more than we realize. And then when something crazy happens later, it'll be evident. It'll be like super clear as to why, right?
Right.
Is what I imagine. But here we are, same thing. And then Coinbase plans to launch CB ADA, CB Doge, and CB Litecoin, and CB XRP wrap tokens on Base. The crypto exchange announced these assets are coming soon, but not yet available, with an official launch date to be announced later.
I mean, that's bullish. I'm not really big on wrapped assets, but that's bullish if you're going to be able to trade and swap a wrapped Cardano, Doge, LTC. I don't know why about Litecoin, but XRP, Doge, and ADA,
Yeah, trade them, and then you can always just like swap back, I'm sure, on Coinbase, right?
Yeah, because it's a seamless. I've never actually went from like Coinbase to like the Coinbase wallet and used Base, but I know it's really seamless
and super cheap. Yeah. 100%. And then, oh my gosh, Qatar signs $200 billion agreement with the U.S. to buy 160 Boeing planes, the largest order in history.
That's bullish. And they're the ones trying to give us, so everybody keeps calling it Trump's plane. And it's like, well, no, it's Air Force One. And Boeing is taking forever to build Air Force One. I think Trump signed the agreements for Boeing to build the new Air Force One in his last term. And they're still building it. So Qatar was like, well, we'll just give you a plane. And well, I wouldn't trust anything coming from a foreign nation, but I assume the military and the Air Force and everything would go through it with a fine-tooth comb, you know what I mean, to make sure there's no hidden stuff. But yeah, so they're trying to give him a plane also.
Yeah, interesting. And big banks use Chainlink. JP Morgan Chase settles first public transaction on tokenized treasuries using Link. We love this. And that's what we got here. Stuff.
Yeah, there's not a whole bunch going on. I mean, there's like a lot of just regular news. Like it's all like about the same stuff. You know what I mean?
U.S. lawmakers call for change in corporate digital asset taxes. Right? They're trying to get rid of them. Basically, I don't know. And says market volatility.
I just want them to get rid of tips on tax and overtime. Because the moment they get rid of taxes on overtime, I'm going to my boss and be like, hey, I want to go back to hourly.
He's gonna hate that.
Right. So
they must have seen the Coinbase ad from last night. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But so I love it. We got a lot going on.
We could take a look at the market, but it is pretty much in the same spot it was last night, doing the same thing I said it was going to do last night, and everything's pulling back.
Wow. Let's take a quick little skim of the market, and then you know what? I'm going to go back to coding.
Back to Cody.
What can I
I
say?
am probably going to start tearing down my computer tonight. I got so much crap in this office that I just got set up everywhere that needs to be boxed up and ready to go when I go down there Saturday.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's a pain. You know, the biggest pain about like setting up a computer system and everything is like cable management. So like everything. So like you guys can't see it, but everything in front of me is tied together with like a million freaking zip ties and Velcro freaking cable management systems and all kinds of stuff going on back there.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Well, let's take a look. Let's see what's going on, and then we'll just get right to it.
All right. Let me get my screen. Accidentally closed out of my screen share. Boom. All right. So let's go out to the daily on Bitcoin. And we're pretty much in the exact same spot where we were last night. Stokes, RSI, everything's still pointed down. You know, we still got a little bit of a gap on the 21. And I mean, that's a rounded top. You know, it looks like we're rounding over. Boom, boom, boom. There's no structure. There's no flags. There's no, you know what I mean? If anything, I would say that this is some kind of descending triangle right here, actually. And descending triangles break to the downside 66% of the time. It's funny, you know, everybody says like a falling wedge breaks to the upside 66% of the time. An ascending triangle breaks to the upside 60. Why is it always 66% of the time? Do you know that?
No.
It's not. I mean, the only other pattern is like a symmetrical triangle, and that's like a 50-50 pattern, which actually always usually breaks down 66% of the time. So I don't know. But like I've been saying the past couple of days, I do expect this to come down a little bit, or at least go sideways. But it is on the daily is coming to an inflection point where you can see all the bottoms right here and the descending triangle right here. So it is coming to an inflection point. I don't see us dumping. You know, I see us maybe getting a little correction. 666 is the devil. That's right. And I, come down, touch the 21 real quick. And if we go out to the 4 hours kind of looking like a little bit of a double top. You look at that. You know what I mean? And we have lost the 21 on the 4 hour. You know, the RSI. The RSI is right at the 50 line. So it's right on that bear run, bull run line right here. Stokes are pointed down, not even turned up. It looks like they started to turn up and then turn back down. You know, so I would expect us to hit the 50 at least, maybe get a bounce. So drop back down here to about 102. We'll go down to the smaller time frames. I mean, we're still above the 200 on a lot of these. Oh, so here we go. So it looks like on the 15-minute, we just lost the 200. We're getting a bearish cross. We just got, a death cross, the 50 and the 200. Now the 21 is turning. But Stokes have reset. RSI is oversold. You know, the question will be, do we get a turn and a bounce to reclaim the 200? Or do these just stay oversold for a little bit as we get into the weekend and then see what the news brings us Sunday, Monday, something like that? That would be the question. And I think if we zoom in, let's see here. So we have some support right in this. We're right at a little bit of a support right at this high volume node. Right here at the node. So if we lose this, we got this big dip. And this data on the VRVP goes back to last Thursday. So if we bring a little bit more data on, we could just see, boom, come down. And then we have this stop right here at about 101. If we lose 101, we might be dropping a good substantial bit. But that would break us, yeah, because if we come down to 101, that means we're losing the 200 on the 1 hour, and that's definitely sell and walk away. And I would think that we would probably come back down and retest the high 90s, at least the high 90s. So, but I don't think in the long run that we're dumping again. I think we're just kind of setting steady, seeing what's going on. Doesn't mean we're not going to dump this summer. Doesn't mean we won't dump later on in the month. But right now we're just kind of waiting to see what it's going to do. It's going to make a move. The money's made in the move. So like if we were to break 104, if we come down here to like the 2 hour, come down here to the 2 hour and we get a pump and we break 104, we print a candle above that. In my opinion, it's going to be go time because it's the breakout. It'll be breaking that major resistance, which has a very high amount of volume when we zoom out. So as you can see, 104 right here is like our last little high volume node. And then it just rolls down and then we get into price discovery. So that's what I would be looking at. I would be watching those levels. I need the price to go up. Yeah. So do I, bro. I need the let's look at SWE. So SWE has lost the SR level at 396. We were bouncing around between 430 and 396. And we have printed a daily candle below that. So we're probably going to come down to at least the 21, about 360. We could fall all the way back and get a bounce off the 200 if Bitcoin decides to do something drastic and dump on us. And you can see we're just kind of riding this. And now, we've printed multiple 4-hour candles. But Stokes are down here. Stokes are looking good. Or did they just turn? Yeah. So they were trying to cut, but Stokes are back to the downside. So I would kind of wait for them to reset before I would think about buying into it. And the RSI has turned bearish. So, well, what is that? What is that? We got a little bit of a...
Is that a bullish diversion, sir?
That is a little bit of a bullish div right there on the 4-hour. It's not a very strong one, and it's what we would call a hidden bullish or a hidden bullish div. Price action is higher as RSI is lower. It's not real strong, but it is a bullish div. So we could see some reversal. We get the Stokes to turn. We see a reversal and come. We pop back up to over 396. I would be looking for us to go back to 430. As of right now, we got a good level right in this area. I would say this is a good resistance area right here, and it lines up with this dip in the volume profile. And we got 1, 2, 3 hits on that spot right there. So between 368 and 382-ish, that could save us from dumping. But if we break through that, boom, right there, 353, maybe even all the way back down to 317. Looking at Ondo, because last night we were talking and I was saying if we can break 103 with some gusto and 108, we're going to 124. Well, look, the 4 hour right there. This is about the time the news came out with Ondo. So this is 5 o'clock this morning, West Coast. And it started to pump, boom, 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 boom. But then the market started to turn a little bit sour at the market bell open, and it just gave it all back. And it could not cement any kind of candle above 108. And when we go out to the daily, you can see there, right there, boom, wicked right off the 200. So that's what I was looking at, and I was like, ooh, can we get above the 200? Can we close a candle? And if we would have, then I think we would have been off to the races. But we got rejected. So,
Sheesh.
and you got the Stokes pointed to the down and the RSI pointed down. And that's pretty much everything right now. XRP is not pointed down, but it's definitely overbought. And it's definitely in this range right here on the daily. If we go to the 4 hour, you can see it broke 248, but it's having a tough time staying above or going any higher. So your next level is going to be 271. I would look at it like this. Like if we drop below 248, I would be looking for a short, stop loss on the other side, short to the next SR level, which is going to be at 234. But to the upside, 271 would be the breakout to the upside. And then anything in between here is just scalping. You're just scalping, boom, 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 boom. But Stokes are down. So we can see the Stokes come down, flip, go back to the upside. That's what I would be waiting for on any move. With the Stokes being like right here, they haven't turned. So it's like, you really don't want a long because they're still pointing down, but they're so close to the bottom that you really don't want to short either. You know what I'm saying? So everything is just kind of in this, pattern. ADA is the same way. Look, Stokes pretty much in the same spot on the 4 hour. Major rejection off of 82. We keep hitting our head almost. Head and shoulder right there. And it looks like this trend line that I must have drawn a while back seems to be the neckline of that head and shoulder. Pretty close to the neckline of that head and shoulder. We have lost the 21 on the 4 hour. Stokes to the downside. So if we come down and we break this neckline, I would definitely, because we would lose the 50 also, I would definitely see us dumping on Cardano. Yeah, so this is the bigger trend line that I drew on the daily. That's what it was. And we broke above it. So we need to stay above that, which is also the 200. We just lost the 200 on the daily, which is not good. So we really need to get back above that. So today's candle, boom, we came down. We bounced a little off of the 200 and closed in the red, but we were above it. But then when the new candle opened up, a little less than 3 hours ago, it immediately fell right below the 200. And Stokes pointing down, RSI pointing down. So that is kind of where I see the market right now, sideways into the down. Pretty much like I said on like I said on last Friday, was take profits. Don't forget to take profits. You know what I mean? If you were down major on a token and then all of a sudden you don't like agree with that token, or the only reason you got into it was for a swing trade, and then this past week and a half you're up, take some profits, because this is not, I've been preaching it for a while. Q3, Q4, everything between now and Q3, Q4, is just bouncing around, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So relief rallies, call it what you want, bull trap, bear trap, relief rally, accumulation. That's just, it's just the whipsaw until we have. Go ahead.
No, I said 100%. It's just
Yeah.
the whipsaw. It's just trying to flush us out.
Yep. That's all they're trying to do. So everybody is, while the tariffs have the 90-day pause, and to where I don't feel like it's that big a deal, we will come to an agreement. Market psychology is just,
Doesn't
you
like
got to go with
uncertainty.
the flow. Huh?
Doesn't like uncertainty. So that's uncertainty. For
Yeah.
the time being. Right.
Yep. Markets do not like uncertainty 100%.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight on Crypto Nightly, where we bring you the daily news nightly. And we will communicate what we're going to be doing over this time. Desert's got his move. I got some stuff going on. So we're sorry to be going away and coming back, but we will get back to a regular rhythm.
Once this move is over, even though where I'm moving is kind of temporary until I figure out exactly what part of the city I want to live in, where I'm going, we will get back. We will be back on like a regular schedule. Once we figure out the actual hours of operation and everything for our jobs and everything, we will be on a regular schedule. So
yes. Love you guys. We appreciate you all. And we'll see you soon. Peace. Join us at Rare Evo, the top blockchain conference, August 6th through 10th, 2025, at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. The top blockchain projects like Algorand, Midnight, HBAR, ICP, Thorchain, and Igon, and many more are going to be there. This is definitely a must for blockchain enthusiasts and fans. Use discount code CryptoNightly to save on your tickets and to support the channel. Don't miss it. We can't wait to see you there. It's going to be a blast.